Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Another exciting show and another exciting guest. You know, let me tell you where we're going today with this show. I know you heard of Meatcap and all the fine artists. This guy was here this summer and he dropped a new video, which I was glad I got a little 2-second clip on it. Got to see myself on there, which was really cool. I like that. Never been in the video. It was shot live here in Indianapolis. And one thing I can say about this young brother, this is the second or third time I had an opportunity to meet him, but this is actually the first time I got to meet him face to face, because last time when he first came here, he was with another artist and his career was booming and now it's really booming. But let me tell you what he has done so far outside of dropping a new video, a new release to go along with the video. This guy is so talented. He kind of reminds me, it was funny because I was listening to the music on the I Am Beast radio station, the best station in the world to listen to all your music. I was listening to some Luther Vandross, and I don't know why K-Rob looked and sounded almost the same as between a Luther Vandross, a Freddie Jackson, and a little bit of, the legend, Keith Sweat. So without further ado, let's bring this guy to the set right now, the one, the only, K-Rob, the singer. What's up, big dog?
What's up, man? How you doing?
You know I had to have you on before the end of the season, right?
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. You always put me in. Thank you.
Before we get started, for the viewers who don't know you, because it was a while before when we did that one episode, who is K-Rob, the singer? Tell the viewers a little bit about you.
K-Rob, the singer, is a writer, a singer, and all that great stuff. And, I've been doing it for a while. I'm out of the Bay Area, from Richmond, California, and had a lot of inspirations growing up. And that's what kind of got me heading toward the music industry. I grew up around, the Bay Area legends, E40, guys like Master P came through there, Silk Shocker, and all those great guys. And more than that, like Sly and the Family Song, Sheila Easton, all those In Vogue, a lot of inspirational people that put it down long before I, doing my thing. So
isn't MC Hammer from that area too? Yeah,
MC Hammer. Yeah, MC Hammer.
We just had his nephew on. Very talented young man. I didn't realize there was that much talent in the Bay Area, man. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. It was big, and it just keeps growing, man, to this day.
How do you manage to stay afloat with so much competition?
Man, I just I do my own thing, and I promote hard, man. I promote heavy. If I have releases coming out, or whether I'm writing for certain people or whatever, I just the promotion is the big part for me. That's really a lot of percentage of everything for me. Once you get the product the way you want it, and get out there and promote it.
How did you master this craft? What age was it when you realized this was something that you wanted to pursue? Were there other interests before you decided to do music?
Oh yeah. I was involved with sports growing up. I was involved with church choirs and stuff like that. So
right.
That right there, the church choir, the singing in church choir was a great thing for me, because it got me from being shy in front of people, And
isn't that usually how it starts out?
Oh yeah, if you can do that, you get through that. That's like the hardest part. And then I've taken public speaking courses as well to kind of help me with that. So I've been pretty good after those things, after those challenges right there. I was able to, make the music and go ahead and perform it and get in front of people's eyes. And that was,
When did you realize you were good at singing? Singing and writing.
Yeah, I was just I was always, in competition with myself pretty much. I was always just getting better and better every time I would do it. That was my thing. Not competing with other people, just kind of competing with myself and just getting better and better as I go farther along,
When did you start writing? Do you remember your first song, and how did you go about composing it?
It had to be about a decade ago, man. I was writing a bunch of songs. I had a bunch of songs written before I even went in the studio and shared them with a couple people and tried writing for other artists as well. And so yeah, it's about a decade ago, decade and a half, something like that.
How do you know? Let me go here. I'm trying to get in your mind a little bit.
Okay.
How do you get the inspiration to write? Because you say you got a lot of stuff, and we even hear people talk about Tupac when he passed. He had tons of stuff. You know what? Let me use myself for example too. Remember we talked about all the content. Somebody said, I was like, you don't realize how much stuff you got until you start being creative with it. So since you had so much stuff, how did you know what you wanted to pull out of the archives and work on?
Well, it just depends. Like first off, I came out. I kind of wanted to work with other artists, as you've seen. You have some of the singles with other artists, major artists, and indie artists. I work with anybody; it doesn't really matter, major, indie, whatever. And but I was kind of doing like collabs with artists, rappers, R&B singers. But like now, I kind of been focusing on R&B lately. So I had a lot of different variables
Right.
to work off of. But now it's more so just the R&B thing, just kind of sticking to the R&B side of things. So
Is it difficult to write a rap with your style of with your genre? I know you have that smooth flow, but how difficult is it to bring the smooth flow over to rap? And if so, what type of rap do you really gravitate to that your music flows with?
Well, I can make R&B fit with any any rapper or any rap music, and I can cross over to anybody, man. It doesn't matter. I can make it work. I can figure out the rhyme, the rhythm, and just kind of put it together like that. I have to hear how they want to come and what they rapping about, and then I can write to that. But it's not. It's a smooth transition for me, man. It's pretty much the same thing. Rappers are kind of like street R&B guys, So
So what's
R&B
been
it's kind of starts with R&B. You
right?
write lyrics and smooth them out, and then rappers make them a little rougher on the rougher edge, but it's pretty much
What has been the toughest part of your musical journey?
the
Because
toughest part.
you're very young. I mean, let's get real.
Yeah,
It's not like you're up in age. So
yeah, yeah.
what's been some of the toughest hurdles you had to overcome?
Just getting into like mainstream radio and knocking down the doors of all the radio stations, the big time radio stations in different regions. They kind of give you a hard time sometimes, but the more relationships you get, and the more you get to meet people, and the more shows you do and stuff like that, and the more promotions you do, and people know you're serious, and then they'll kind of walk you in. So it makes everything easier. But at the beginning it was kind of rough. But it's moving on out now. A lot of people are starting to see me in different places, different regions, different states, countries. So,
When
it's
you
kind of smoothing out now.
when you mentioned knocking on the doors of radio and so
Mm-hmm.
forth, but now everybody blew up with the social medias, with the Spotify, the Pandora. But like we talked about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
are you really making money? How do you change the narrative knowing that eventually
Mm-hmm.
those platforms are going to go away? I mean, let's get real.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really making that kind of revenue? And is the return on investment a lot different than what you expected? And if so, what do you have to change with the game to still enjoy your craft? Because let's get
Mm-hmm.
real. We all like what we do, but it still takes money to enjoy the craft.
Right, right. Right. The money, I always look at it like the money will come. You just put out great product and you get people to follow you. And like you said, the social media platform now is big. You get that and you get people to come out to your shows and, you get as many shows as you can. You just do all you can do, man, and money will follow. I always heard people say that. And they're right. You just stick with it and you stick to the craft and don't do it for the money. Just do it for the love and the money will come. But you put out the best you can put out and promote it and get it to the people, man. And your true fan base, they'll come out and see you and they'll support you for sure.
What has been the biggest two-part question? How
Uh,
do you determine how many shows you're going to do? How do you pick
mhm.
the geographical location? And then what was one of the shows that you did that you thought was going to be all that in a bag of chips and it turned out to be not so, a big thing? How did you recover from it?
Well, I love all my shows. I appreciate the people that's there and to come out and see me perform. That's everything to me. Involving like the work I put in to create the music, and then I finally get to, share it with others
Right.
and different fan base and K-Rob TheSinger supporters. And and what was the other question? The other question was
Like, how do you determine your geographical region when you're when you're going to go on tour?
Oh well, I talk before I go out. I always talk to the different club promoters because they have different venue sizes, big venues, small venues for major artists, indie artists. So I just try to jump in where I can. What kind of show is kind of like R&B ish or rap or hip hop. I'll go anywhere to perform. I'll perform for rappers, before rappers, after rappers. So I'm not really choosy about that. Anywhere I can get in, I'll get in. That's been my thing. Anywhere I can perform and get a slot, and I'll be there. As long as
How do you
everything.
do that? Do you do 90? How much percentage of the marketing do you do? I know you're with Me Cap, but how much
Yeah,
of that? How much of that marketing do you actually do for yourself?
um, everything that MeCap doesn't do, I'll pick that slack up and do it myself. But MeCap does a lot for me though. They does a lot of promotion on their end. But everything else I'll do. I'll get the flyers, the promotions, anything I would need. Like I have a flyer right here that I had printed up. The song I did with Gucci Man, with this, and then the Temptation went out on the backside. You know,
Okay.
so I print up flyers, man. I do a lot of like social media is easy platform. You can promote on there like crazy. So and it's worldwide. And I prefer the internet more because it reaches the people faster than I can myself, or my
Right.
street team or whoever I have out promoting with me. So social media is a great platform and yeah, I do majority of promotions, set it up. I make the calls, call people and tell them what I want on the flyers, on the promotions, different things and all that. But yeah, MeCap is a big part of what K-Rob TheSinger does.
What has been the most difficult part of the music industry since you've been in it?
The most difficult part,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure because I don't really look at it like any difficult part. Everything's a challenge, So I just go with the flow, man, and just keep doing me and just keep getting better and better as an artist and as a writer and everything and building relationships as well as I move forward.
Mhm.
All those qualifications, all those things that you need to do to move forward and get better and become the greatest you can become.
Who are some of your mentors? You have a a, a, a constant flow.
Hmm.
I heard a couple of your fast songs I kind of like too, but
Okay.
I still
All right.
recognize the slow, smoothness.
Yeah.
When you're singing. Like, who are some of the people that you home your craft after?
Man, I can name a lot of people. I'll start small and it'll grow for you. Well, most and foremost, Indianapolis owns Kenny Babyface Edmonds. He's a big part of what I like to do. Kind of looked at his work a lot. Listened to his music. Of course, we all have.
Yeah,
Um, he's one of them. As far as the males, Sade on the female end of things, as far as R&B, and a lot of people, man, sliding the Family Stone. Uh, Tony Braxton. My cousin Tony Braxton. Uh,
oh,
her work
wait a
and
minute. Wait a minute. Stop the
Babyface did
show.
a lot of her work.
Stop
You
the
know,
show. What did you just say? My cousin Tony Braxton.
yeah. Tony
Okay, so
Braxton.
have you went on tour, or has she invited you to open up for her or anything like that?
Not yet. It could possibly happen easily, but we haven't got to that point yet. I just kind of been doing my own on the side thing.
So
With
she's heard you perform, right?
yeah. Her Trina Braxton was in Atlanta at one of my shows that we had down there. Jams was down there in Atlanta, Georgia. We was doing some shows down there, and she was at the convention down there. So, and we took a picture. If you look on the IG, it's on there.
So what did she say to you, cuz? What'd she say?
She was like, "Hey, how you doing? You're doing your thing, because I haven't seen them in years. So
Really?
they was like, oh, you doing your thing now, whatever, and make sure you stay in touch and this and that. And my brother, of course, was down there. He took a picture with her as well. Flow Rocker, Flow Rocker.
Now
Um,
you mentioned
oh,
your brother. You have other family members that are also entertainers.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple people that was kind of in the industry, you know, through the
Really?
years. Yeah.
Wow. So
Uh-huh.
who's been some of the most outside of Babyface and your cousin? Who's been some of the most bigger influence on you? Somebody that really pulled you to the side and gave you some wisdom about the industry.
Man, I can speak on a lot of people, especially me growing up in the Bay Area. A lot of influences like E40, you know, E40, he's a rapper. E40, you know, Master P came through there. Silk the Shocker, a lot of artists, man. A lot of people that just kind of embraces you, you know, when you're independent, especially, you know, coming from the Bay Area. That's we have a lot of independent artists that come out of there, you know.
Really?
But you know, some continue on to go to the majors. You know, they cross it over, but they all started independent. So you know, it's
Is there a difference in geographical locations as it relates to what they call getting put on? It appears that the Bay Area really embraces and hands out that hand of extension, like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? You've been around all over. Like, what's the difference as far as vibe that you feel with the different cultures? Like, if you was in New York, what was that like? You was in Indiana, what was that
yeah.
like? We have Javen Jackson's in Florida, you know. Like, what's
Mhm,
the vibe with each one of those areas that you've visited compared
mhm.
to the Bay Area?
Okay, well, I love everywhere I went. You know, I had great experiences, great shows, great feedback, and the Bay Area is kind of where I'm gonna start at home first. Where I grew up at is kind of like we have our own independent thing going on down there. You know, it's a lot of artists that's doing their things down there, and when I travel, um, sometimes the Bay Area has their own sound as well. But for some reason, when I share my music and I perform, and people always ask me, "Where are you from?" And I tell them I'm from Richmond, California, the Bay Area, and they usually say, well, you don't sound like you're from the Bay Area. So, so it's like
What are y'all
it's a
supposed to
certain
sound like?
sound, I
What are
guess.
you supposed to sound like
I
from the
don't
Bay
know.
Area?
It's just you know, a lot of just rap, I guess, or whatever. They be like, the way you are, you just don't seem like you're from the Bay Area. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm from, you know, Richmond, California, right in the heart of the Bay Area. So, but as far as like the other places, like Atlanta, you know, the East Coast, New York, wherever, Indianapolis, you know, it's kind of similar to the Bay Area as far as like the sceneries and stuff. They have the same. It's pretty much the same everywhere. It's just like maybe a different sound in different places.
This
But
is this is probably what, like, maybe your third or fourth, probably even more than that, time visiting Indianapolis.
oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
like, what's your connection outside of see it to Indianapolis? Do you work with a lot of the local artists here?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This new single, TCB, I actually feature Forecast on there. You know, they've been touring with Babyface, you know, in the recent past year or two. You
Yeah.
know, they're on this single, the TCB featuring Forecast. Yeah. So I've been working with all those guys, a lot of Indianapolis artists. So
What do you think about the Indianapolis artists?
oh, they're great, man. They're great. A lot of them great. 12, you know, Damon Carl, you know, I can go on and on, but you know, they're all on the MeCap as well. You know, so we're family. You know, we're the family, the MeCap family. So
Now I'm gonna
um,
ask you a question. You're from the Bay Area.
uh-huh.
Why MeCap versus somebody where you're at? Because there's a lot of independent artists there, so there have to be a lot of independent managers as well. So I'm
Right.
pretty sure they try to pull you in.
Oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
made you decide to vacate
Uh-huh.
your home turf
Mhm.
to go with the other turf?
Well, first of all, my brother he had known Uncle Jams for quite some times, and they kind of put me together. So my brother had, you know, he had a lot of relationships with a lot of different people. I can go on, even like Matthew knows Beyonce father.
Yeah.
My brother, he know, we all know, I know all those, I know the Knowles families as well. But like I said, my brother has a lot of relationships, and he thought that Uncle Jams would be a good fit for me because you know he has a lot of credibility. You know, being a managing Babyface, you know, and and writing a lot of songs himself. So
Right.
my brother just thought, you know, let's expand a little bit. So he said, I'm gonna get you with Jams. So he introduced me to Jams. That's how I got with Jams.
Were you looking at somebody else prior to that for your brother to even bring that up?
I had a couple of, I could have gone with a couple people, but
Yeah.
I just chose to run with Jams since he can do some things for me, and I can do a lot of things for myself. Just kind of venture out.
What did you have to do differently? We know how Sid is. He's this is how it needs to be. You know what I mean? He's not gonna. He might turn a little bit, but he's gonna look around that corner before he tells you to go there. But he's pretty much like this. How difficult was that for you to adapt to that way of mentality that he has?
I didn't really have to do too much changing, man. Jams is a perfectionist. He will not put out, and I like the fact that he doesn't even like cursing on records, especially not for R&B artists.
Right.
He doesn't like curse words, so that's cool, and that's kind of where I'm at. Also, great R&B. I just heard the thing about Keith Sweat talking about R&B need to stop cursing on their albums, using curse profanity. Yeah. So, but yeah, I didn't have to bend or break too much for Jams. He's kind of like myself. Everything he pushed for, I've kind of been doing that already, so it wasn't a hard transition for me to make to start working with him at all. He's a perfectionist. I kind of I kind of get my stuff where it needs to be, and I grade myself hard as well. So it wasn't a hard transition at all.
What do you like better? You like performing or you like writing?
Actually,
don't say both.
Yeah, I was gonna say I enjoy it all, man. But really, the creating part is exciting. You getting you putting down what you think and what you're coming up with, and you're trying to see if people gonna love it. And then the most gratifying feeling is when you get out in front of those people and you see they're bouncing around, they shaking and bobbing their heads, and then you feel better about it. So I enjoy all parts. I you say don't say both, but performing is cool too as well, because you finally get it to your hard work that you've done that people haven't seen. You finally get a chance to bring it out to the forefront, and you find out that they like what you put together. So that's a great feeling.
When you getting ready to create a masterpiece and you feel the masterpiece is already done, that's a good. I want to run with this because you got so much material, and we see a lot of artists now. They just flood their music, and it's kind of like going to a buffet. I don't want a buffet. I want to sit down and enjoy a steak, some Merlot, some cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want all that. How do you get the final seal of approval? I know we as creators, we all would think our stuff is all that good. I know you're working with Sid. Sid ain't gonna just say go. Do you run that by him, or do you run it by other artists and say, hey, what do you think about this before I drop this out?
Well, I run it with of course I run it by Sid, Uncle James Johnson. I run it by him. The producers, I run it by my brother Flo Rocker, and he may have some people listen to it outside of our little camp as well. I have my family listen to it. I'll have different people listen. I'll put ears on it before I even think about releasing it. And then, the last stop is my brother and Uncle Jams, and see what they think and see if it's ready. Because, you got to make sure your work is ready before you release anything. So you want to run it by people and get feedback and just see what they think about it as well.
Have you ever put something out that you gave to them and you thought it was all that, and they go, hey, this ain't it?
No, not really. I kind of
make no mistakes, Kay. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do the best I can do before I even let ears on it. You know what I'm saying? Before I get it to people. So yeah, I try to get it right before I even let people hear it.
That makes sense. Yeah, you already know the ingredients. So you have a set formula for all your music then, so it makes it a lot more easier. So if you're going to write a love ballad, you probably already can go to your recipe book and go, okay, this is my formula. I just need to tweak this. dance song. All I need to do is tweak here. What do you tweak mostly? Do you tweak the beat, the hook? Like what's the biggest part of your you composing something?
Well, when I usually write, I usually I usually write to the beat. So I would check with jams usually and just see like what should we come out with next? What kind of record should we come out with next? You know, because we'll be consistent, but like you said earlier, as far as like a buffet,
Yeah.
we kind of take our time and space it out. So that way, when we drop a record, we can get the full promotion on it. We don't rush a lot of records. We just do a little at a time. That way we can get the legs behind it and promote it. So we kind of space them out. But yeah, man, as far as the music, the hooks, I like to write to the beats. That's usually how I does it. I may write sometimes if I come up with something in my head, I might jot something down like a nice hook or something, but I have to fit it into that pocket of the beat. That's where I start at usually.
So let me clarify this, make sure I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear the beat first before you start writing.
Well, sometimes like if I come up with an idea and I don't want to lose that and I'm thinking about something, I would just write it down and just put it away until later. And then, but usually the beat is, I would rather hear the beat and write to the beat and kind of flow to the beat and see what the beat is telling me. Cause the beat is important as well. You know, you want to kind of hear what the music is telling you so you know what to write in there. That's how I get down. So
now, do you play any instruments or you just vocal?
I kind of grew up playing the trumpet. I kind of played on the piano, but I do a little production, but my brother does a lot of production.
Okay.
And I deal with him and Anthony Domain.
Okay.
Domain, yeah.
Nutbush, am I Nutbush?
Nutbush, yeah, Bush, yeah.
Okay.
Anthony Domain Bush, yeah.
Man, that dude is talented, man. I mean,
yeah, he's down in Atlanta.
Man, he's talented. I mean, he can play instruments, he can sing, he can write. I mean, like
that's where we actually recorded TCB Feature Forecast. We recorded that in Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, that's where we recorded that record in
what
Atlanta.
What was it like for you guys to all meet up and then work with such an artist as Nutbush?
Oh man, it was wonderful, man. We how we came about it, man. I was doing a show in Atlanta one time, and we talked about working together one day, and we was like, yeah, I was like, well, talk to Jams and we'll get it all straightened out and get it figured out, and Jams hooked it up, man, and here we go, with this new one, TCB featuring Forecast. We finally worked together and put this piece together, man, and here it is.
Now, the TCB, in your opinion, did it start out as a solo?
Yeah, well, yeah, it kind of started out. Me and Jams had talked about it, and Jams came with a little bit of idea on it. He was like, "Yeah, TCB, taking care of business. That might be a good hook." And we started with, so we kind of talked that out and then worked that out together, and then we just all put it together, man. He was like, "You know what else? I think I'm gonna get Forecast to get on this." I was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So I flew down to Atlanta, man. We made it happen. Me and Flo Rocker was out there and made it happen, man. Put it all together. So
now, how long does it take an artist to collaborate that quickly? Go to Atlanta, meet with Nutbush. Like how many? I think it's called takes. How many takes did you guys wind up doing, or how many tracks did you wind up performing before you say, okay, this is the sound? This is how it should be.
Man, it took all day. Actually, I was there from the morning to the night. We was down there the next day.
Really?
Yeah. I think Forecast came and laid their part down too, because they was in there recording all night. They was down there for like 3 or 4 days recording or something like that. And I came to the lab and they was recording some other music as well. And I came down and then I think they had a flight. I think they had to go to a flight back to Indianapolis or something. So they kind of came out, and then I stayed in there, and I was in there for quite a while, man. Maybe a day or something like that.
Why were you in there for so long?
We was just talking, a lot of talking and trying to get the sound right and get the tones right and different stuff like that.
When it finally got the way you wanted it, where were you at? Were you in Atlanta when you heard the final piece?
Yeah, I was in Atlanta, and then of course they, Antoine Bush, he sent it back to California back and forth, so I was able to hear all the final piece, when it all got together. Because he worked on it for quite some time as well, after he got all our takes and see where he was going to arrange everything and put everything.
What did
And
you say when the masterpiece was done? You're probably like, did you cry?
Nah, man, I didn't cry. I didn't cry so much, young man. I ain't got no more tears left, man. but nah, yeah, man, he put it together, and when I heard it, man, I said, I think this is beautiful, man. I told Jams, I told Flo Rocker, I said, yeah, man, I think this is it. Jams said, yeah, man, I like it, and everybody was kind of agreeing on it, and then we was like, man, like, great job, man, Anthony, great job.
You came to Indianapolis recently, and you performed here, which was a beautiful performance. It's really good to hear you guys perform live. You know what I mean? It's so different. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like playing the music on our radio station and listening to it, but it's different when you guys are performing live. To hear Forecast, to hear you, to hear 12, Damon Carr, Kelsey Marie, to hear you guys perform live, Dempsey, it's mind blowing. I mean, like literally, it's kind of like you guys are probably a little bit, if not on the same playing field as the legends like Babyface. As far as your performance, yeah.
And we probably have a lot of work to do to catch up to Babyface.
Yeah, well, I didn't say you couldn't. I didn't say you had to do work to catch up with him.
Yeah, we working up there, but
like when you came to Indianapolis, what was that for you? I know you came here for Sid, but was that to showcase your new video? And tell me how that came about.
We came down and we wanted to do some shows down there as well, but we also wanted to film the video, the TCB video featuring Forecast. We filmed that video down there as well around that time frame. So I was down there for that actually. But we did the shows to promote it too as well.
How did you who works with you with coming up with the trailer, the idea when you're producing a music video like TCB? I liked it. I thought it was great. You know how you took that one little event and turned it into really, it was really cool. But who comes up with the idea to do your videos?
Well, we had Uncle Jams there. He was kind of setting up the treatments and stuff, and Flo Rocker and JC Lee, Jams' assistants. He had another assistant there as well. I forget his name, but he's an assistant. I think he does assistant work for Forecast.
Right.
And then Forecast was there, and we all put it together, man. We kind of like, we put the scenes together like kind of like on the spot. They kind of had an idea of where we wanted to go with everything, and we just set up different scenes and different locations from there. And it turned out good, man. We had a lot of fun too.
It was. He sent me the video, and I was like, okay, this is pretty tight. I mean, and I'm not saying that it was. I don't know people's budget, but I mean, to me, it showed that you guys can be creative for what little opportunity or what opportunity is right there in front of you. You took the nightclub and really just turned it into a complete video. I thought that was like, wow. And it told a great story.
Then I want to give a shout out to Benji. He was the camera guy. Benji been doing a great job as well. Can't forget him. He's behind the camera.
Let's talk about all these women. You got women all in the videos, man. Like, how do you keep everybody in line, man? I know the girls are coming at you, boy.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of stay focused when and get stuff done at the same time. But like I said, when we were filming, we had lots of fun. Everybody had fun. We had food and fun, different scenes, different takes, and it was cool, man. It was some time, man. Everybody enjoyed themselves. They waiting for the next one. They're like, "We want to come to the next one."
That's what
we should have brought you through there, man. I thought you was gonna be there.
Man, look, Kay, I'm always busy, man. Like seriously, while I was sitting there with you guys, man, I was still on the clock, dude. I'm still working. Like,
yeah.
People's like, hey, man, look, I gotta work, man. I mean, what's the song? I got work to do.
I got work.
You're always working. How much time do you really spend to your craft?
As much as I can, man. It just depends. like I told you earlier, if I come up with ideas and I'm like, oh, this would be good, or just coming up with things, or sometimes just being out, I might be out somewhere and something might click. I might see something. I might see a situation or whatever, and I might want to write on that. I just drop it in my phone real quick, save for later, and just write it down later. But yeah, I put in a lot of work, man. And then the promotional, when I promote, I put a lot of work in that too as well. So and that's the big part too. You have to get this stuff out there. If you don't get the music out there, it's just gonna sit there. So I'll put in as much as I can, man. As much time as I can put in.
Okay, before we wrap up, I got to ask this question.
Uh,
Are you a Kumo D fan?
Kumo D, I kind of heard Kumo D stuff. Yeah, he's pretty cool. How come you asked that?
All of your videos, you rock these cool ass glasses. Is there a story? Is there a story behind this? Because look, I'm like, he doesn't. This is what I said when you came on. I was like, I can see his eyes. I've never seen you without your glasses, and it's just like mind-boggling.
Yeah, that's true. I usually wear glasses, especially for like performances and stuff. I just got to try to look cool as I can. And then the video, I have glasses on too. The big blockers, the biggest.
Oh, I like it. I was like, because it's kind of like a mystery because you're like, does he ever take those glasses off? And when you came on, I was like, oh my God, he does not have those signature glasses on. Now, those glasses that you wear, are those specifically for your performance?
Oh no, I just wear the glasses. I wear them. I might be out, anywhere, different state. If I'm traveling, I wear them anywhere. Doesn't matter.
What's next for you? I mean, we're getting ready to go into 2026, and thank you so much for setting time, decide to come on the show and bless me with your presence before we wrap up 2025. What's next for you for 2026? Hopefully you're coming back to Indianapolis and perform.
Oh yeah, man. I'm always coming. I'm always traveling, man. Especially Indy. Indy showed me a lot of love, every time I'm out there. So I'm coming to Indy for sure.
The greatest city in the world, baby.
Yeah, and I'm just promoting, man. Like the TCB forecast, we probably run that for a while and promote and do shows as much as we can, blow it up. Because I think the video I didn't tell you, I have 2 videos for this actual single, because I have a clean version, which is that, and then I have an after dark version that shows everything, like different scenes, but it's more graphic for after dark, for the older, for the older crowd, But I have 2 versions. But like I said, we're coming up on YouTube right now. We're getting close to 100,000 views. So I want to thank all the people that's been checking in with me, leaving comments and stuff like that, liking it and different things like that. And anybody see this, check it out on YouTube. I got both versions there. Let me know what you think. Subscribe.
So the other version is called After Dark?
No, I call it After Dark because it's not edited. It's not the clean. Oh. The clean version. I have 2 versions on my YouTube channel, so I'm just letting everybody know they can check both versions.
How can they find you on your YouTube channel? So, because I want you guys to go check out both videos. So how can they find you on the YouTube? What's your handle?
K-Rob TheSinger. All my handles are K-Rob TheSinger channel, the YouTube channel. Instagram is K-Rob TheSinger, KROBTHESINGER. It's all together, K-Rob TheSinger.
So what made you do 2 videos? I'm curious.
Because on certain platforms they don't allow, pouring oil on ladies, body oil on ladies. So they get a little strict with some of the things. So I had to kind of get a clean version, so I can promote this stuff on different platforms. So.
Okay, so I got to ask this question. What did Sid say when he saw the video?
Sid loved it. He loved it. He liked that, man. I was,
Okay, so he's not always tight down the.
Yeah. That'll loosen anybody up. The kind of scenes we had in this video, man, it'll loosen a lot of people up, man. And it makes people feel good, and everybody was happy, and that's a great thing, man. Just to keep smiles on people's face and bring them joy, man. That's what we're here to do.
K-Rob, thank you so much for taking time to come on the show. And, if I don't talk to you, make sure you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Look forward to seeing you coming back to Indianapolis. Guys, make sure you subscribe, like, share, follow. Click that button. Check out that new video, both the edit version and the unedited version. Make sure you also listen to Temptation on the I Am Beast Radio Network. Download the app at Zeno.fm. Search I Am Beast Radio. Care while we playing all your music, buddy. Every
All right.
single
Thank
song
you,
you got
man.
out, we're
Appreciate
playing
the
it.
love and support. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's to you, man. It's good to see you always, man.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another, and I do mean another, exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.